What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we're going to talk about Gayton MacKenzie and his latest stunts and what we think about, what he's up to, what his game plan is, and what his possible future may look like in the 2026 municipal elections. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we boys, right? Hate speech, always welcome. People, let's talk about Gayton MacKenzie, right? Gayton MacKenzie sold South Africa a dream, right? And the dream he told us is that he was going to fix South Africa, starting with the Karoo. He was going to turn it into the Dubai of Africa or South Africa. You know, certain things come to mind when voters decide to cast their ballots for you because you sell them a dream. And then you start off with these actions that make you feel or make you seem like you are the real deal and that you are actually going to follow through on all your promises. Now, Gayton MacKenzie came out as a strong contender for the opposition bench, and he came out as the alternative to the ANC and to the DA, and he just came out as a all-round nice guy, someone who could actually fix South Africa and South Africa's problems. Fast forward to today, people, the things Gayton MacKenzie has been saying ever since he took office, the things he's been doing ever since he took office is contrary to what he's been preaching on the campaign trail prior to getting into office. Now, I must admit that I'm one of those people who actually fell for Gayton MacKenzie's rhetoric, right? And I'm also a person who actually believed in his vision. Now I feel like I'm speechless. Now I feel like a fool for wasting my vote. I could have rather gladly given the vote to the ANC or to the DA or even to the EFF. People that actually mean what they say and say what they mean because we already know those other parties, they just all smoke and mirrors and they just do whatever they do and they just live up to their nothingness. You know what I mean? If I was going to vote for the DA, I would vote for them knowing damn well that they are a racist party. If I had voted for the ANC, I would have voted for them knowing damn well that they are a most useless party. If I was going to vote for the EFF, I was going to vote for them knowing damn well that they were going to keep the borders open, let the whole thing come through, and then we're having a militant nationalist party that's going to nationalize the banks, the land, everything. I was going to know all that from the get-go. And I know that they would have stuck to those guns, all these parties that I'm talking about, because those are their trademarks. Gayton MacKenzie, on the other hand, came out with a different type of a flavor, and almost everybody fell for it, right? A lot of people fell for it. Now, what am I hopping on here, right? What is it that I'm really egging on about here? It's a simple thing like Gayton MacKenzie. Let's start with the whole illegal foreigner story that he had, right? It was first like illegal foreigner, then he said even all foreigners because we don't need teachers, lawyers, because we already have that. So it wasn't just an illegal foreigner story. It was actually a foreigner story that he didn't want, right? And then he then switched it to illegal foreigner. But he did start with saying all foreigners must go. So let's start with the whole, what was he calling it? Abahambe. Abahambe. Yo. Okay. Zimbabweans must go back over the border where they came from. Sutu people, Mozambicans, they must go over the border. Let's start there, right? If you come into the country illegally, rightfully so, abahambe, right? If you've overstayed, you're welcome. Hey, abahambe, cool. If you've what committed a crime and you're a foreigner, hey, abahambe, cool. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? You committed a crime in South Africa and you're a foreigner, dude. Do your time. When you get out, damn, depending on how serious the crime is. If the crime is not that serious, hey, go and go and serve the crime in your country. If not, hey, just leave our country. You know what I mean? I'm cool with that. But then the flip side of that is, why is he only targeting the people, the low hanging fruit? You understand what I mean? That Abahambe story, it must be applied across the board. So why is he targeting low hanging fruit like the low Zimbabwean illegal immigrants, the Mozambican immigrants, the Lesotho immigrants? He's targeting the gardeners, the waiters, all the low hanging fruit. I've never seen Gayton MacKenzie saying, right, we know that there are digital nomads in Cape Town who have overstayed their visas. And I know that he knows that for a fact. But you know what? He's not going to come to Cape Town in these wealthy suburbs and say, Abraham, but he's not going to go from door to door in these flats looking for all these digital nomads who have overstayed on their tourist visas. I know that for a fact. So why the flip-flopping, or why the one-sided issue? So clearly, Gayton MacKenzie is Afrophobic. That's a clear indication, right? Because we know he's pro-business, right? So here's my thing. Gayton knows that there are wealthy, rich, illegal digital nomads who happen to be European and Americans, Israelis, Russians, you name it. Europeans, mainly Europeans, right? A lot of them from Europe. He knows they've got the dollar power, pound power, the euro power. He knows that, right? And he also knows that most of them overstay. They come here legally. Trust me, they come legally, but they overstay. They overstay. And the nice thing about it that Gayton doesn't want you to know is that these people who come, not only digital nomads, I'm talking about people with business ideas, business minded people, people with actual businesses that are actually doing business in Cape Town, buying up properties, buying up this, buying up, selling off, uh, basically, let's just say, stripping Cape Townians or South Africans of their assets. And he knows this, but he is pro business, right? So he's not going to say anything about that because why? They are white, they have dollars, they have euros, and they have pounds. So he's not going to say Abahambe, Abahambe, because to him, all he cares about is job security and that. So if you care about job security and all that, why then are you not telling these digital nomads to leave so that locals can take their spot? But you won't do that because the digital nomads are coming with money. People, if you haven't been to Cape Town, do yourself a favor and come to Cape Town. And I can guarantee you that once you get into the heart of Cape Town, starting from your Sea Point, your Green Point, your Sea Point, going right around Camps Bay, Newlands, you name it, all these roundabouts, Newlands, with the Boer Cup, guys, I can guarantee you that you'll find more foreigners than locals. I can guarantee you that, right? And I can guarantee you that more than half of those people are basically illegal in South Africa, even though they've come in legally. So the difference with the Africans, like mainly the Zimbabweans, because they're over the border, right? The Zimbabweans and the Lesotho and the Mozambicans people, because they just over the borders, right? The difference with them is because they just over the border, they come in illegally because they can just jump over a fence or they can just swim across a river. Whereas these people are coming all the way from Europe. So there's no way they can just sneak onto a plane. It's not going to happen. So the only difference is the African immigrants come in illegally, live illegally, work illegally, earn a living somehow illegally. Whereas these Europeans come in legally, do everything to a point legally, then they overstay their stays, which makes them become now illegal because you've overstayed on your visa. You are given 90 days. You're given 90 days, but you're here for 36 months. And because you're spending money, because you're adding to the GDP, to the economy of the province, it's okay. Because you've got dollars, well, you can just pay a fine. It's fine. But with the illegal Zimbabweans and the illegal Mozambicans and the Lesothos, a 50 rand is not going to cut it. A 200 rand is not going to cut it. A 500 rand is not going to cut it. Maybe 1,000 rand will cut it, but do they have that type of money? I doubt. Right? Okay, that's the second issue. Third issue, Gayton MacKenzie. Then, this one is just even shocks me. Gayton MacKenzie came out and said there was no genocide in Palestine. Now, South Africa's official position is that Palestine is going through a genocide. Even the ICJ said there's a plausible case for genocide. But because Gayton MacKenzie has Jewish friends or Jewish business partners or Jewish whatever, he comes out strongly and says there's no genocide happening. Okay, so let's look at it. There's no genocide happening, like he says. What do you call the flattening, the destruction of, and the erasure of every standing building, mosque, church, library, clinic, hospital, homes, businesses, you name it, everything flattened? Is that not an attempt by a colonizing power to try and erase a people? As we all know, they're trying to push them out of Palestine so they could take over that land. Is that not an attempt at ethnic cleansing? Gayton MacKenzie will tell you it's not. All right. So now we know not only is he Afrophobic, he too is now a apartheid apologist. Right? He clearly supports Israel. He's clearly against the South African narrative. He's clearly a boat person. And he clearly got handlers. Right? Okay. Let's go now to the fourth shocking thing that everyone can see now. For some weird reason, I don't understand how a sports minister can meet up with AfriForum, because AfriForum is not involved in sports. That's like a civil organization, right? What does a sports minister got to do with the land issue? Is AfriForum not supposed to meet with the Minister of Land and Agriculture, the Agriculture Minister? Are they not supposed to meet with the President? Are they not supposed to meet with someone other than a sporting minister? Now, I don't know if it's because no one else in government speaks Afrikaans like he does, like MacKenzie does, because I don't know of any other black minister that speaks Afrikaans quite like MacKenzie does. I don't, right? So for me, that's a red flag, because why would they single out? Why would they choose to take a meeting with a sports minister? Why a sports minister? Then in that meeting, Gayton MacKenzie rightfully said he doesn't agree that there's a genocide happening in South Africa. Totally agree. He's totally right on that one. There's no genocide happening, right? Cool. Now that we established that there's no genocide, even Kali Krill admitted that there was no genocide, right? MacKenzie then goes on to say, we need America because we're going to be losing billions of dollars. We're going to be losing this and that and the other, trying to make it look like South Africa is fully dependent on America. You see, Gayton MacKenzie talks about AGOA and PEFA. Yes, if we lose that, we will lose, it will make a dent in the South African economy. Jobs will be lost, markets will be lost, monies will be lost. Yes. Is it something we can overcome? Of course. South Africa, America invests about 2%, if I'm not mistaken, 2.2% or 2.3% in South Africa's economy. America doesn't have a huge interest in the African market at all. The only reason why America is now showing interest in the African market is because of China and Russia. Donald Trump said it himself. Africa is just a bunch of shithole countries. He said it himself. So, what do we need AGOA for? That's my whole point. AGOA only serves a certain sector of companies and products, right? Same as pepper. It's not like the entire South Africa depends on AGOA. No, it doesn't. That's a certain sector that will be affected. Guys, COVID came and went. For 2 whole years, there was no AGOA. For 2 years, there was no pepper. South Africa is still standing. So if AGOA dies and fades away, I'm telling you, there's other markets. It may take time, may take a while, but there's other markets. And not only that, those same American companies that desperately need the South African products will find a route, a way around that whole thing. They will go via an Asian or a European agent to get the same South African product to America, whether it's repackaging, whether it's rebranding, but that's what they will do. Because if you know how business works, the buyer, if the buyer depends, what's it called? Supply and demand. If South Africa is supplying those AGOA people, right, the customers in America with the cheapest, let's say the cheapest, efficient, most quality product, right? If the Americans cannot get a better product than this one, do you not think that they are going to find a way to ship those goods to another country first and then repackage, rebrand, and then get those products from that country, make it look like they came from that other country? There's ways and means around this thing, right? So by Gayton MacKenzie making it look as if AGOA and PEPA is like the all and be all, like if we lose these things, oh my God, South Africa is going to shut down. No, bro. Do not do that. You are selling lies to the people. You are making it seem like everything will just become a whole black hole or a blackout. And that's not it. You know? So, Gayton MacKenzie, is he a sellout? Is he a patriot? Or is he actually a puppet for some entities that are pulling the strings? Next, we get into the pros of having Gayton MacKenzie as a politician in the South African landscape or on the South African political landscape. However, people, the pros of having Gayton MacKenzie in politics. Number one, uh, damn, damn. I guess Gayton MacKenzie brought Afrikaans. Yeah, I guess Gayton MacKenzie is like the only colored representative of a party that doesn't speak anything to the colored people. I don't know that. What? I'm trying to find positives of Gayton MacKenzie. I'm trying to find positives. Nope. No positives on Gayton MacKenzie, guys. Next, we get into the cons of Gayton MacKenzie. Holler. People, the cons of Gayton MacKenzie. Number one, this guy came onto the political scene promising a lot of nothing, and he's delivered a lot of nothing. He went to the Karua, said he was going to turn it into whatever he did. Of the 6 pools, he only fixed 5. What happened to the 1 pool? Of all the potholes, he didn't fix all. Yeah. So let me understand this. For how long were you in power or in office in the Karua that all that time that you had, you couldn't fix 6 swimming pools? It's swimming pools. This is not like you're building a stadium. It's 6 swimming pools, and you only managed to fix 5. Why? You promised potholes. How long? I'm looking at how long does it take to fix potholes? How many potholes are they? How many years? Or how you had a year, a whole year. So in a year, you failed to fix 6 pools. Now let me explain something to you. If I go now, or you go now to a pool cleaning or pool fixing company, are you telling me that in a year that company can only manage to fix about 5 pools? Do you think that company will still be in business? Okay, let's go to a pothole fixing company, for example. You count how many potholes there are in the whole of the Karua. You count them to be 2.6, let's just say about 3,000. You tell me that in the space of 1 year, you can only manage to close 3,000 potholes. Do you really think a pothole closing company will still be in business if they only fix 3,000 potholes in a year? No. So why talk big if you cannot deliver big? That's my whole thing. So you're a liar. Not only are you an Afrophobe, not only are you a liar, not only are you a sellout, man, you are everything despicable to the South African community. Now, yes, everyone now looks at you like you are a sellout because you've now aligned yourself with AfriForum and their lies. And yet you know they lied from the beginning. Yes, we tell you straight there. People need to always stay together to build this beautiful nation of ours. So yes, as the black people in the country, we welcome the Afrikaans people, but those that want to stay with us and those that actually want to help build a nation. But when AfriForum goes to America and spreads lies, which they know they did, and yet you still hold office and you still hold meetings with them, that, my friend, is like a big statement of how you are being a sellout. And one last thing, Gayton MacKenzie, what have you done for the colored people? What have you done? Not only for the colored people, what have you done for the black people? You went to Paris. Dude, you're a new minister. You are a new minister. And already you've been involved in a R1 million scandal. Whether the thing was proven or not, your name was attached to a 28 or 24 million rand scandal. Dude, you are a new minister and already not even a year in office and you're already. So that shows that you cannot even be trusted with finances, and you cannot tell me that you don't even know the budget. You didn't know about that, even if it was true or not. You cannot say you didn't know about it, because as a minister, before you leave, you have to find out how much it costs to go there, to stay, to do everything. You have to work out the budget. You don't just get on a plane and fly out, because if you really did that, that means it was taxpayers' money that was being used, because if it was your money, you would have calculated down to the T. Am I lying or not? So, people, let me know if I was on the money or if I totally missed it with this one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, hate speech is always welcome. Holler.